1580 KGAL.
The Oregon School Activities Association welcomes you to this broadcast of an OSAA U.S. Bank Les Schwab Tires State Championship event. U.S. Bank is proud to celebrate its 27th year of supporting OSAA state championships. Les Schwab Tires celebrating more than 55 years of pride in performance. Now enjoy the greatest sporting event around, a high school state championship.
The following sports broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Eads Broadcasting and News Talk 1580 KGAL. Welcome to the Oregon School Activities Association U.S. Bank Les Schwab Tires State 5A Girls Basketball Playoffs. Today's game featuring the Lebanon Warriors is brought to you by Like New Appliance, Lassen RV, Deline Myers of Remax Integrity, Northwest Apparel and Graphics, and by Canega Tire Factory. Now, get ready for Warriors basketball. With all the action, here are Radio Ray and Scott Landgren, live on 1580 KGAL.
Well, good morning, everybody. We're just a few minutes away from game time today, as we are in, again, the consolation round here today. The first game at Matthew Knight Arena as they wrap up the girls and boys 5A championships today. I'm Radio Ray, that's Scott Landgren. We're working a little bit to get our landline working here this morning, working more than a little bit.
Well, you were working. I was walking around, but you were.
We finally have it in order. We're getting very close to game time here, about 10 minutes away this morning, as we are seated at the visitors' end, but the West Albany girls, who are the home team, it really doesn't matter, but they're designated as the home team today. They are warming up in front of us. The Lebanon girls at the other end is the consolation championship this morning between two teams very familiar with each other. They met two times during the regular season, and West Albany won both of those games very handily. So it's saying that, and the fact that West Albany has been dominant in our league for several years, Scott, I'm going to ask you a simple question before the game. You give me a reason why the Lebanon Warriors are going to score an upset this morning.
Well, I think there's a few reasons why I think that's a possibility today. The first thing is I've seen West yesterday. I didn't see him the first day, but they're not as dominant as they've been all year. They're pretty vulnerable right now. They're not shooting the ball very well. And, I think that's one of the reasons I think there could be a big upset tonight. The second thing is, while both of those games were pretty one-sided for West, the second game, I believe it was at West Albany, was a three-point game at halftime. West Albany broke it open in the third quarter before, winning by whatever they won by 20 or something. So I think that's another reason. And the third thing is, these two teams are very familiar with each other. This is the sixth meeting in the last 2 years alone. They met last year here at the state championships. West Albany won. But Lebanon, if I look here, Lebanon has won against West 2 of the last 7 times. So I think this is a good matchup in the Warriors as long as they can make some baskets. They haven't been shooting very well in this tournament. They have to make some baskets to win.
If they make some baskets.
Well, I mean, they have to shoot better than 25% like they have been. All right.
I understand.
So I think we're in for a good game. I really do.
The two games this year went to West Albany in the regular season, 53-28 in the first and 63-44 in the second. But as you and I talked yesterday, I knew that you would use that word vulnerable because we both agreed that what we saw a couple of nights ago against Corvallis was somewhat startling in their loss to Corvallis, the way that they shot the ball. They shot just terribly. They couldn't hit shots from the field. Corey James, who was the offensive player of the year, only took 5 shots of that game, made a couple of three-pointers. And yesterday against Milwaukee, they were up something like 9-2 early, something in that fashion. And we both turned to each other and said, well, it looks like they're going to dominate this game. It went right down to the wire.
Sure did.
Before they finally pulled away in the latter stages of the fourth quarter to win. And there were several times when Milwaukee came back and made it a game again, got within a point. I think they took the lead in the second half, as a matter of fact, by 1 point. And West did not look like the same team that we expected them to be, perhaps to compete against Springfield today for the league championship.
Right.
That will belong to Willamette later in the day. But you used the word vulnerable. We both agreed with that, and we'll see if the Warriors, as you said, if they make the baskets, if they have a good shooting percentage today, from what we've seen the last couple of days, there is good reason to believe that they can hang in with West.
Yeah.
And I would add one more thing, is that this game may be more important to the Lebanon girls than West.
Exactly. I mean, West obviously wanted to play today, but they wanted to play tonight in the state championship. They lost the first day, so they were in the losers bracket. They may be kind of feeling down about it. The Warriors, they won their first game ever here yesterday at the state tournament, so they are ecstatic to be here right now. They want to be here. They're excited, and it's a familiar opponent, which I think helps.
So emotionally, the team that might be a little bit higher, feeling a little bit better and more excited about this game, if that helps, would be the Warriors.
Yeah, I would agree.
Perhaps so. All right, why don't we just give the Warriors a victory and skip the game?
There we go. And
go right to the next game, which will match the West Albany boys against Wilsonville for the boys' consolation championship. But first things first, girls game today, Warriors and Bulldogs. We're just a few minutes away here on KGAL. Let's take a timeout. We'll be back from the Palace on Franklin Matthew Knight Arena this morning on KGAL.
When you think of the American way, what comes to mind? Hard work, determination, pride in a job well done? We think all these things are part of the American way. And at Beggs Tire and Wheel, they practice these beliefs every day. They work hard to earn your business and your trust. They offer quality products like Cooper Tires. Cooper Tire has been building dependable tires since 1914. Cooper is an American-owned company that takes pride in crafting tires that will work hard for you. Call Beggs Tire and Wheel in Albany at 967-TIRE. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
Are you thinking about getting new windows but aren't excited about spending 3 to 4 hours with a pushy salesperson from out of town? Hi, this is Brian at Smith Glass. We offer double and triple pane windows with a lifetime warranty for much less than those Portland or Seattle guys. Plus, we're your neighbors. Our salespeople are friendly and helpful. Visit us today on Southwest 3rd in Corvallis or at the foot of the Line Street Bridge in Albany or on the web at smith-glass.com.
On the cutting edge since 1945, Smith Glass Service.
If your washer, dryer, stove, or fridge are stone cold dead, then who are you going to call? Like New Appliance at 541-259 at 1131, of course. You see, Like New Appliance is a Mid-Valley's premier recycler, creating like new appliances from your abandoned, lifeless metal rejects. Do your recycling part. Ask for a free discarded appliance pickup today by calling 259 at 1131. That's 541-259 at 1131 for Like New Appliance.
Your Mid-Valley home of the Lebanon Warriors. News Talk 1580, KGAL, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
Back here at the Palace at Franklin, a good Saturday morning to you. I'm Ray Ray along with Scott Landgren, getting ready for the consolation game today, the championship between Lebanon and West. Game, things have gone pretty much the way they seem to be before the tournament as far as the championship round tonight. If you're interested in coming down to the Palace, Springfield and Willamette will meet for the girls' championship this evening, and most people thought that might be what was going to happen, with one exception. Maybe there was a question about how West presumably would match up against Willamette. It was Corvallis which defeated West the other night, matching up against Willamette last night, and Corvallis' most effective player, who had 18 rebounds against West, which was a key to that victory, Leslie Robinson, the daughter of Craig Robinson, Oregon State coach, went out a minute and 33 seconds into the game with a right shoulder injury. And you were here yesterday. You stayed for the whole day.
I left before the last boys' game, the Silverton-Jefferson game, but I stayed through that girls' game, and it was a dislocation of her right shoulder, and it did not look good, Ray.
From the early morning on, you were here. I asked you, what did you go and break into cars during the off time? Or
no, I just kind of walked around. I sat up there for most of the day with Jeff Kiter, and we just watched games.
But the Corvallis yesterday was defeated by Willamette and defeated handily once Leslie Robinson went out. They certainly lost their most dominant player.
Right.
And that's one score I did not write down, but it was one-sided.
It was, hang on a second, 69-44.
69-44. Willamette dominated.
Willamette was just nailing 3 after 3, Ray.
And it will be interesting. That will be an intriguing matchup tonight. Second year in a row that they've met. We've talked about that game last year where Willamette slowed the ball down. It was 4-0 at the half. They just came across half court, did nothing, and stood there. But tonight, Paul Brothers, who is the coach of Willamette, was quoted in the Eugene Register Guard this morning as saying, no, there would be no slowdown this year. going to be at a regular tempo
that's good.
tonight.
That's good.
So that will be the girls' championship, and the boys' championship turns out the way most people thought it would, and that's Jefferson and Churchill.
Yeah, that's going to be an exciting matchup tonight.
I think they are 1 and 2 in the rankings, though I don't have the boys' rankings, but I think that is the case.
Uh-huh.
And we have the opening game today, and that's the Lebanon girls, West Albany girls, and then the West Albany boys in the consolation bracket. We're meeting Wilsonville in the next game this morning. Lebanon beat Bend yesterday, 39-38. Did not mention in the course of the game that would be considered an upset in the OSAA ranking. We always say in the eyes of the OSAA, somewhat poor visibility, poor vision eyes of the OSAA. Bend was ranked number 4 in the girls' schools, and Lebanon was ranked number 8. So it actually was considered an upset in the results of yesterday, with Lebanon winning 39-38, an exciting game. We hope we can get another game down to the wire this morning. You would think if it's going to be one-sided that it is most likely West, but if Lebanon is going to pull off a win today, I think we'll have another exciting game. As we said just a few minutes ago, West has been in a battle the last 2 days against Corvallis and Milwaukee. No reason to think that they will not be in a battle again today.
Yeah.
Let's take a timeout as things begin to fill up a little more this morning, as you might imagine on a Saturday morning. More parents here behind us, but as I look in what would be the student section again, I'm shocked to see not a soul.
No, just nobody.
The only one that was able to bring students yesterday is Guess at Home, Springfield.
Yeah, even Willamette didn't bring that many students later.
Is that right?
No, there was a few rows, but it wasn't like Springfield.
Springfield really filled up their entire section over there, which the students generally sit behind the baskets on their as close as they can to their teams. But Springfield was the only group, but they loaded this gym, and Springfield scored the first 16 points of the game yesterday against Hermiston.
Yeah.
And Mercedes Russell, if you're interested, scored yesterday, 32 points, 14 rebounds, and 12 block shots. That is a tournament record with the 12 block shots.
And that's a pretty impressive triple-double, Ray.
A big day for her. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back, and we will be, I think, into our national anthem as we return this morning, getting ready for the Bulldogs and Warriors' third meeting of the year, hopefully the first win for the Warriors, if we can say that quietly, here, sitting at the scorer's table. We'll be back in a moment on KGAL.
Deline Myers and Remax Integrity of Albany are two names you can always count on. Remax was built on integrity and is dedicated to service. Deline Myers is dedicated to assisting you with those same two qualities, integrity and service. Count on Deline for any real estate-related needs. Deline Myers would like you to know she is proud to assist you with your real estate needs through Remax Integrity of Albany.
Lassen RV at Albany has the new RV models on the lot now, ready for you to buy. Lassen RV Service Department has a new truckload of parts and accessories on sale just in time for fall fix-up. From changing a light bulb to rebuilding your entire RV. No job is too big or too small for Lassen RV in Albany, where friends send their friends.
Eye-popping graphics on premium fabrics. That's what you'll wear from Northwest Apparel and Graphics. Businesses like Albany's Furniture and Beds, Buckmaster Plumbing, and Rhodes Warden have trusted Northwest Apparel and Graphics for their new appearance. Now you can too, and for a lot less than you'd expect. From vinyl signs and proverbs to screen printing and custom embroidery, Northwest Apparel and Graphics can do it all. No minimum orders for home or business. Look for their new showroom just south of the Kuhn Theater on South Main Street. Northwest Apparel and Graphics.
KGAL.
West Albany band, a big finish for the national anthem. Didn't appear to be as big a representation for the band this morning as we see over at their high school.
No, definitely not. They definitely feel it over at the high school.
But still nicely done. As we get the introduction of players today, Kiana Dickey for the Warriors, number 2. Do you have that Warrior lineup in front of you for the sizes?
Yes.
We were messing with the phone right up to the introductions here this morning. Heidi Phillips and Brittany Port also among the starters. Brittany Port, 5'6" senior. Ellie Phillips, 5'8" junior. Kiana Dickey, 5'3" junior. Macy Benedict is a 5'7" junior. And there's Jenna Morch. Jenna, who hit 4 free throws down the stretch yesterday, and they were key free throws, instrumental in that victory.
She was 8 of 8 at the line on the day.
8 of 8 for the day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Jenna Morch is a 6'2" junior. Those are the starters for the Warriors. Corey James, who is the Offensive Player of the Year, announced for the West Albany Bulldogs. Kia Duvall, a 5'4" sophomore. By the way, Corey James is also a sophomore, Offensive Player of the Year at 5'9". They have some youngsters there. It's a very young lineup for them. 5'11" sophomore, Ali Nelke. 3 sophomore starters.
That's not bad.
Ashton Signer, a 6'1" junior. And Lauren Conster is a 5'11" senior, the lone senior among their starters. We talked about really one of the nice things for the Warriors is how young their starting team is. But take a look at West Albany, which has been a dominant team in the league, and all the sophomores that are starting for them.
Yeah, boy, they are just as young, Ray.
Maybe they can graduate early.
Maybe they could lose some eligibility.
Like you go to the the NBA or into the NFL 1 year up. Maybe they go to college 1 year in.
Maybe. I forgot to mention one thing, Ray. The last thing, I think, why this is going to be a close game, you hear it all the time in basketball, it's hard to beat somebody 3 times.
They say that, and that was true for West against Corvallis.
Just ask them.
Yeah.
Just ask them. It's
but
hard.
They competed well in that first game at Corvallis.
They did.
And then they lost somewhat big time at West, but on the neutral court here they won.
We'll see.
The Warriors were defeated by sizable margins, both at home and on the road. So they are the underdogs, but they were yesterday, and they pulled off that 39-38 victory. The tap will go to West Albany. Down low to Lauren Kotzer. Will put it up and in for the first basket of the day. Ali Nelke tipped it to Lauren Kotzer, who simply turned and put up the basket. And Marty Benedict says to the team, hey, come on, that was a breakdown in defenses. Kotzer took it right to the basket for an easy score to make it 2-0. Brittany Port on the left side tries to bounce it underneath to Morch. It is knocked away by Ali Nelke. And West gets the reception of the first turnover of the day after scoring the initial basket. We need a better start than that, Scott.
Yeah, you do. You really got to take care of the ball today.
Corey James on the outside drives to the basket, puts it up, and she will be fouled. She hit the bottom of the backboard, got a little bit too far underneath, but she is fouled. And the foul is going to go to Ellie Phillips. That will be the initial foul of the game. First, of course, on Phillips, and Corey James, who was the Offensive Player of the Year, but only took 5 shots in that game against Corvallis the other night, was 2 for 5. It's almost like a golf tournament in here. I say it many times when we're quiet.
It's very quiet.
It is so quiet, and you're somewhat close to young Corey James, who's shooting. You almost feel like you don't want to speak too loudly and distract her. Missed the first free throw, hits the second. It is 3-0, West Albany. Corey 1 of 2, and Kiana Dickey will bring it in the front court. Kiana Dickey, the Defensive Player of the Year. So this is interesting. Out of the conference, of course, both teams in the Mid-Willamette Conference. Jenna Morch playing outside. Jenna to Brittany Port. Brittany goes inside the circle, bounce to Kiana. Right side for the first shot from Macy Benedict for 3. Off the mark, just off. The rebound will come to Ellie Phillips. It came off hard to the left corner to Phillips.
Good rebound.
Brittany Port starts to drive. Dishes it back outside to Macy. Macy this time will go to the dribble. Bounce pass underneath to Morch. Turns, puts it up and in. Nice play.
Jenna Morch is going to be huge in this game.
Nice assist from Macy Benedict, who drove into the paint, bounced it to Jenna Morch, who turned with the hook and hit her first shot, and that's good.
And that looked very good, really. Very fluid. She caught it all in one motion and went up.
Ellie Nelke underneath, blocked by Morch. She dishes it outside to Concert. Concert goes across court to Kaya Duvall. Ashton Signer, who really had a tough night shooting against Corvallis, was 4 of 20. Ball stolen away by the Warriors, tipped into the hands of Kiana Dickey. Kiana down court, tries to get a bounce pass on the wing to Macy Benedict, but it's knocked out of bounds by West. No, it's last touched by Lebanon, so West will get control. Tough break on that. Nice steal. Kiana tried to get that ball to Macy Benedict on the wing, but could not do it. Knocked out of bounds, and West will bring it up court.
Marty wanted to kick ball on West, didn't get it.
I thought it was off West, but that's the distant end of the floor from us, and it is tough to see through the players. Bounce pass underneath to Ashton Signer, who puts it up, and she is fouled, and she did not get the shot, but she will go to the line, and already the Warriors have picked up a couple of fouls. Ashton the other night, again, just had a tough night shooting against Corvallis, 4 of 20. She was the dominant shooter the other night and could not hit those shots, as West fell by a couple of points to Corvallis on the opening evening for the girls.
Yeah.
As Ashton sets, and the first free throw is good. 4-2 West. Who picked up that foul, Scott? I didn't see, and they don't put it up on the board here, strangely.
I believe it was Jenna or Ellie, because they do 2.5 fouls. It was one of those two.
The one thing Ashton did extremely well the other night against Corvallis was shoot her free throws, and she hits 2 there and makes it a 5-2 game for West. Warriors try to go inside. It's knocked away by Ashton Signer. Ashton tries to get it on the wing for Kaya Duvall, and she throws it too far, and it will belong to the Warriors. Kaya did not have that much separation from the defender chasing her.
No.
And the pass a little bit too long out of bounds, so the Warriors do not suffer from that exchange. Kiana Dickey for Ellie Phillips. Ellie playing right in front of Corey James. Here's a shot for 3 by Jenna Morch. No good, and the rebound comes down, knocked away from Allie Nelke, and they will call a foul on Macy Benedict for reaching in against Allie. No, make it Brittany Port. Oh, that is a 3.
That is.
He comes down here.
Yep.
It's not a 5, it's a 3. That would be Brittany Port, so she picks up the foul. It'll be the third Warrior foul. None for West. Only a couple of minutes into the game. 2.5 minutes gone in the first quarter. 5-2 West. Driving to the basket. Laura Concert puts it up, no good. The rebound, though, comes to Ashton Signer. Crashed the boards nicely. Knocked it away from the Warriors. Underhanded layup, no good.
West is missing some easy ones.
By Corey James. Warriors quickly down court. They get it to Macy. Macy in the paint. Tries to put up a shot. They'll say it was blocked. It's on the ground. It'll be the first possession arrow of the game, and that will belong to West. Crowd underneath on that shot. You could hope, I'm not saying there was a foul, but you kind of hoped for a foul on Macy's shot, but it was just a block. West with the ball. Brings it up court. Corey James driving against Macy Benedict. Corey with the left hand. Back outside for Ashton Signer. Back to Corey playing on the right side of the floor. Ashton looking underneath for Allie, gets it to Allie Nelke, turns against Jenna Morch, puts a shot up, and she traveled beforehand.
Well, they call it for the hook of the elbow.
So they pick up their first.
Looks like she traveled too, so I think either way it was going to be a turnover. But that last possession shouldn't have been West Albany's because West Albany got the tip, so that jump ball should have been the Warriors. Not sure what happened down there.
I don't know.
The arrow was pointing to Lebanon. Still is.
Oh, I didn't even see the arrow up there.
Oh, yeah?
They have it on the clock.
They do?
I hadn't seen that. I hadn't noticed that throughout the tournament here, that it's here at the scorer's table, but we can't see it because we're behind the arrow. Shot by Macy Benedict for 3 is no good, and the rebound will come to Ashton Signer. They want to run. They get it down to Lauren Concert. Back to Corey James for 3. She's dangerous from there, and she hits. 8-2. She is dangerous from 3.
She is, and if you give her even that little bit of a look, she'll nail it.
That quick release. If she gets the quick release, she is the best. Try to go underneath to Jenna Morch. It is knocked away, and it's into the hands of Kaya Duvall, who brings it up court. Her shot is no good, and make it Corey James no good on the shot. Rebound, though, to the Warriors. Outlet to Brittany Port. Brittany wants to drive to the basket. Cut off by Nelke. Dishes it back outside. A shot for 3 is good by Macy Benedict, and the Warriors needed that.
They desperately needed that, Ray. 8-5 lead for West now.
8-5. I'm looking up here. We're kind of a different angle this morning to the clock. I was trying to discern that. That is it's a scoreboard, more like a clock, a round piece at the top of the stadium. West on possession. Kaya Duvall has it knocked away by Macy Benedict. Kaya picks it up and drives to the basket, and she will be fouled in a crowd underneath, and that will be the third Warrior foul. I was just trying to figure that out. It's a little bit different. We're on a different side of the scorer's table today, the right side as opposed to the left. And I was staring up there for a while trying to make sense out of that.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
You'd have to see it. It's not quite the same as your basic scoreboard. Shot by Kaya is no good, so they missed a second free throw.
You might have to look over there because it's a little bit more clear.
On the far end, you're right. There it is up in the rafters.
Yeah, way up there.
8-5. Bulldogs as Kaya gets set for a second shot here, missing the first, and 2 hits. 9-5 West Albany early here in the first quarter, but, well, actually just a little more than a half gone, but still 3:38 remaining in the game this morning. Second game will be the West Albany boys against Wilsonville. That will be for the boys consolation championship. That will be on 9:20 KSHO following this game this morning. Here's Kiana Dickey into front court. Kiana stops the dribble, passes to Macy Benedict. Benedict to Jenna Morch in the right corner. They yell for a cut. Jenna cannot find somebody to pass it to. Drives to the basket. Has it blocked by Ellie Nelke. It's on the floor. She picks it back up. Jenna gets it and hands it to Kiana Dickey. Macy Benedict. Right side of the floor. Macy puts up a 3. Can't get this one. The rebound, though, comes to Jenna Morch, and Jenna loses it on her way down, falling to the floor. I think she tried to pass it to a teammate and passed it into the hands of Lauren Kimura, who is on the floor. Corey James starts to drive to the basket. Puts a shot up, and she got it to go, but she traveled.
She did. Tried to split the defense there and went through it with a couple steps.
Held your breath with that whistle that it might have been a foul on the way to the basket, and she hit the shot, but it's a travel. So the points do not count, and it's still 9-5 West, and the Warriors with the ball, a chance to cut within 2 or 1 here is Kiana Dickey.
Be strong, Kat. Be strong.
Catherine Zahner in the ball game for the Warriors. Here's Jenna Morch. Jenna guarded on the outside by Ashton Signet. Macy Benedict starts to drive. Nice move. Gets to the basket. Hits the bottom of the backboard, but picked up by the Warriors. Put up the shot. Put up no good. Rebound. Corey James brings it down court, and Corey overthrows Ashton Signer. They tried to do it the other way earlier. Ashton to Corey. This time it was Corey to Ashton. Same result. Thrown too high and out of bounds, and the ball goes to the Warriors. Still down by 4.
But it's only 4. I mean, West Albany, again, hasn't looked their dominant self like they have in the regular season. They're looking like they have during this tournament.
Worried after the first couple of shots, but the Warriors are hanging right in, and they can cut this lead if they can get a basket here.
Yeah, they just got to make some shots, get some confidence.
Macy thought about the 3, didn't take it. Instead goes into Jenna. Jenna back outside of Catherine Zahner for 3. No. Off the mark, and the rebound will come to West. Rebound by Kimura. Lauren Kimura in the game for West. Here's Corey James on the dribble, gets a little bit of a screen, but Kiana stays with her. Defensive Player of the Year, of course she does.
Yeah.
Back outside for Lauren Concert. They go underneath. Concert dishes it to Ellie Nelke right from the foul line, just about a step behind, and she puts it in. Good ball movement, good quick shot. And it's 11-5. West extends their lead to 6. 1:37 remaining in the first quarter, and Marty Benedict would like timeout for the Warriors. 1 minute and 37 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 11-5, West leading the Warriors. Consolation championship continues here in 30 seconds on 60 seconds on KGAL. 60 seconds.
What do 1 in 15 Oregonians have in common? Diabetes. It affects millions. Hereditary for some, preventable for others. Samaritan Diabetes Education has the tools and knowledge to help you prevent or control diabetes, improve your quality of life, and reduce your risk for other diseases through group classes, individualized appointments, and support groups. Contact your local Samaritan hospital for more information or link to their website from kgal.com or ksho.net. Samaritan Health Services, building healthier communities together.
Now, for a limited time, save $20 on radiator or transmission flushes at Canega Tire Factory. And if you're watching your budget, ask about the latest variety of quality used passenger and light truck tires. For over 50 years, you've trusted Canega to keep you and your family on the road, and Canega services just get better and better. From tires to struts, brakes to free battery checks, even propane for your barbecue and RV. Still at the Y in Lebanon, the place to buy your tires and more is still Canega Tire Factory.
KGAL.
Warriors back on the floor here. It's 11-5 West after that 60-second timeout taken by the Warriors. 1:37 remaining. Warriors with the ball. Here's Macy Benedict. Benedict holds the ball now to the dribble. drives to the left side of the court, back to Kiana Dickey. Warriors have worked out a play here in the intermission or in the timeout. Let's see what they do. Kiana Dickey starts a little drive, cut off, tries to bounce it underneath to Jenna, gets it underneath to Jenna, misses the shot. Too hard. That time she went up too hard and put it over the basket. And a battle between Jessica Smith and Lauren Concert, and the possession arrow will belong to the Warriors. Nice job by Jessica to tie up Lauren Concert, who grabbed that ball first. And checking in, Carly Newberg will check in for Jenna Morch, and Jenna will sit for a moment. That was one of those shots underneath the basket, just too hard.
Yeah, just too hard.
Inbounds pass to Kiana Dickey. On the far side for Macy Benedict. Macy to the dribble. Coming down to the 1 minute mark of the first quarter. Kiana Dickey throws it across court to Macy. Macy to the dribble. Macy and reaching in. And let's see which West player reached in against Macy, and that will be a foul. It'll be against number 12, Lauren Kimura, 5'7" junior who had checked in. She commits the foul. And it will be the second team foul for the Bulldogs, 4 for the Warriors. The Warriors will inbound with 1:03 remaining in the first quarter. Carly Newberg for Kiana Dickey. Dickey playing on the right wing. Back to Kiana. Dickey outside. Here's Catherine Zahner open for three from the left wing, and she hits.
Good shot. West Albany was sitting in a 2-3 zone there. Warriors get try to shoot him out of it from the outside.
Lauren Concert got out there too late to guard her, and she hits a big three-pointer for the Warriors. Driving down low is Ellie Kale's. Ellie Kale's shot is no good. The rebound will come to Kate Hibbs in the game for West as they throw in a couple of subs, and Kate
another foul
is fouled underneath the basket. That will go to Macy Benedict.
The fifth foul.
Macy will pick up the 15th foul, though, for the Warriors. Only 2 for West.
Yeah, that's not good. And what I've seen from West Albany this year, they are a pretty good free throw shooting team. You don't want to give them the bonus early.
So West inbound. And the offensive basket right in front of us here at the scorer's table at the Palisade. Franklin. Kaya Duvall. Down low, whoa, and traveling is Kate Hibbs, who took, 16, 17 steps.
Well, she caught the ball near the free throw line and saw that she was wide open to the hoop, and she got a little excited there. Took a couple steps.
May have even thought she was closer to the hoop just to finish the shot, but she needed more steps to get to the hoop and committed the travel. So the Warriors with the ball. Warriors down by 3. As time elapses here in the first quarter, just 20 seconds to go. Catherine Zahner has it knocked away, but gets it and hands it to Macy Benedict. Now, as they yell out some instructions, Macy goes into the left corner. One slips underneath, can't find an opening. Kiana Dickey, 6 seconds. Kiana Dickey drives to the basket. Blocked by Ashton Signer. West may get a final shot here. A long 3/4 length shot by Corey James is no good. And the first quarter comes to an end. The Warriors, though, as you said, have hung with West because they look a little vulnerable.
Yeah, I mean, Lebanon's still not shooting the ball great, but they're only down 3 right now, which I think is going to be confidence building.
1 quarter done this morning in the Palace on Franklin. West 11, Lebanon 8. We'll be back on KGAL.
Are you thinking about getting new windows but aren't excited about spending 3 to 4 hours with a pushy salesperson from out of town? Hi, this is Brian at Smith Glass. We offer double and triple pane windows with a lifetime warranty for much less than those Portland or Seattle guys. Plus, we're your neighbors. Our salespeople are friendly and helpful. Visit us today on Southwest 3rd in Corvallis or at the foot of the Line Street Bridge in Albany or on the web at smith-glass.com.
On the cutting edge since 1945, Smith Glass Service.
If you'd like to do it yourself or need helpful advice doing it, your neighborhood Ace Hardware and Contractor Center can help. Economy Supply Building Center has been that helpful place for over 58 years. Economy Supply Building Center, where Highway 34 becomes Tangent Street in Lebanon.
KGAL.
In that first quarter, West Albany shooting 42.9%, it's almost 43%, but they're only 3 of 7 on shots. Meanwhile, Lebanon had 13 shots in the quarter, hitting 3, so their percentage only 23.1%. But we are basically even, close to even at the end of 1 quarter, 11-8 West. But the Warriors will have the ball to start the second quarter. Catherine Zahner for Ellie Phillips. Ellie to the left-handed dribble. Now looking for a little bit of a screen, still outside, straight away in the middle of the court. Jenna Morch playing outside on the left wing. Jenna passes to Kiana Dickey. Kiana, bounce pass underneath to Morch. Morch tries to put up a shot against Ellie Nelke. Again, Ellie gives her a little bit of trouble in getting that ball off, knocks it out of bounds. But the Warriors retain possession early here, second quarter. 3-point margin for West. Consolation championship. The Warriors, who won their first game at a state tournament yesterday by 1 point over Bend. Inbound, Ellie Phillips. Ellie starts to drive. Ellie has to kick it back out to Dickey. Dickey. The right wing for Ellie Phillips, open for three, a little bit short. Was just maybe a step too far, but the rebound comes to Catherine Zahner, and Catherine pushes it back out to Ellie. Ellie Phillips, right side for Catherine. Back to Ellie. And the whistle blows away from the action. That's going to be a no foul. What did they say on it?
It might have been a 3 in the key.
Didn't see the call from this
that
end.
Could have been it.
Yeah, that would be the only thing that would explain it.
Yeah.
The official was coming to the table. I expected a foul maybe underneath and a little bit of pushing, but did not signal any fouls, so it must have been a 3-second call. Ashton Signer with the ball right in front of us. Starts a drive against Jenna Moore. Switches hands, puts up a shot, up and in. Nice job to drive Jenna, back her up.
Took her one-on-one.
And then turn and switch hands and shoot it off the glass, up and in. And a foul on a reach against West. Lauren Concert will pick up the foul. So Lebanon, which has committed 5 team fouls, 3 now on West, early in the second quarter. Warriors with the ball, but down 5 now at 13-8. Kiana Dickey, bounce pass for Ellie Phillips. Ellie for Catherine Zahner. Catherine, cross court, Kiana, open for three, off the back iron, no good. Ball tipped out of bounds. And last touch by West. The Warriors will inbound at the distant end of the floor from us. Through that crowd, it's hard to see who's inbounding the ball. It's Kiana.
It is.
But you're looking through all of the players down there with her at the far end of the floor, out of bounds to inbound. She does, gets it back in. Oh, and Catherine Zahner threw the ball a little bit too hard. Says, my bad, as she threw it in front of Ellie Phillips, who could not reach it. Warrior turnover. And with a 5-point advantage, West will inbound the ball to Corey James. Corey, Ashton Signer playing outside right wing in front of us. Ashton, back to Corey. Corey looks for a cutter, can't find one. Now starts to dribble, goes underneath to Ashton. Ashton gets it and puts it up and ahead. Boy, that was tough. A heck of a pass from Corey James to Ashton Signer against the taller Jenna Moore.
Yeah, it was a good job by Ashton to get open, get her hands up, and just guide it to the hoop.
And then to finish that play, nice play by West, 15-8. Fine execution as the Warriors now down 7. First 4 points of the quarter go to West. Here's Catherine Zahner, guarded by Corey James. Kiana Dickey. Good defense on both teams, and whoever starts the drive, mainly both teams getting back and stopping any penetration on the inside. Catherine Zahner, right wing for Jenna Moore, playing outside. Jenna back to Jessie Cepas in the game. Jessie runs into Ashton Signer, and Ashton is going to pick up a foul. And that will be the 4th team foul, so we are almost even in that category. 5 for the Warriors, 4 for the Bulldogs. But the score, 15-8, with the first 4 points of the quarter going to the Bulldogs. But the Warriors inbound, Kiana Dickey. Kiana gets it inbound to Macy Benedict. Macy playing on the left side to the dribble. Inside the circle. And let's see what the call is going to go against the Warriors. It'll be a foul on Jessie Cepas. So trying to get a little position underneath there in a crowd. Jessie Cepas commits the foul. And there we have 6 now for the Warriors. So West, one more foul, and they will be shooting the 1-and-1, and you don't want to give them that advantage. As Scott said, they shoot the free throws very well.
Yeah.
Pass, again, a Warrior foul. Jessie Cepas commits a foul trying to knock the ball away from Corey James, and she picks up 2 quick fouls, and that is the 7th foul. And unfortunately, what we were just talking about will come to pass, as going to the free throw line will be Allie Nelke. I know that Corey and Ashton shoot free throws very well, but we'll see how Allie Nelke does.
Yeah.
Allie is a 5'11 sophomore. It is amazing. Both teams, the youth on both teams, shot in and out, no good. So they missed the 1-and-1, and the Warriors get a break there. Still down by 7. 5:12 remaining, second quarter. Warriors have not scored yet. West just 4 points in the quarter. but extending their advantage to 7. Hands it to Jenna Moore. Jenna drives, tries to turn, double team, cannot get the shot off. Kiana Dickey tries to go back to Jenna Moore, and this time Allie Nelke knocks it away and steals it. Corey James. Corey down to Kaya Duvall in the corner. Kaya back outside for Ashton. Ashton goes underneath to a wide open Allie Nelke, and she hits.
That's a breakdown there on defense for the Warriors.
Good play by Ashton Signer to see Nelke breaking to the basket, and a good pass through traffic to get it to Nelke, who had an easy look at the basket, an easy basket. 17-8, 9-point advantage for West. We will take a 30-second timeout here. 4:44 remaining in the second quarter this morning on KGL.
Staying on top of your savings can be like staying on top of a mechanical bull or an extreme ski slope. But U.S. Bank makes saving easy with Start. Savings today and rewards tomorrow lets you save slow.
Yes.
Or fast. Save $1,000, earn a $50 U.S. Bank Rewards Visa card. Keep the balance for a year and get another $50.
Awesome.
Start today at any U.S. Bank or usbank.com/start. All of us serving you. U.S. Bank. Conditions apply. See the Start program agreement or a banker for details. Deposit products offered by U.S. Bank N.A. member FDIC.
1580 KGAL.
At Les Schwab Tires, they are proud to be in business for over 50 years. More than 400 stores throughout the West. There's a Les Schwab Tire Center close by. Les Schwab doing the right thing since 1952. It's nice to give a little emphasis to that, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
And whether you're buying a car, consolidating bills, or paying for one of life's unexpected surprises, U.S. Bank, great rates on loads and lines of credit tailored to meet your needs. Stop in and see what U.S. Bank has to offer. U.S. Bank, member FDRC, and our thanks to Mitch Benedict of U.S. Bank, who is a supporter of our broadcast. U.S. Bank has long been a supporter of the OSAA championships, and Mitch Benedict, a longtime supporter of our broadcast, both particularly West and Lebanon High Schools. His daughters have gone to West. His brother is the coach at Lebanon High School,
yes.
Marty.
Go Key, go Key, go Key!
Our thanks to Mitch Benedict. In charge of two banks, two U.S. banks in Corvallis. Here's Ellie Phillips on a drive to start after the timeout. She hits the bottom of the backboard, and the ball will come to West. And West with the advantage already of 9 points and 6 straight points in the quarter. Not a furious outburst by any means, but a 6-0 break to start this quarter in the 9-point lead. Now they go underneath to Ashton Signer, wide open, and she hits. Great movement. That was Corey James on the right wing to Ashton open under the basket.
That's just too easy right now, Ray. They're just letting them cut to the hoop.
And all of the points in this quarter have been the result of good passes underneath the basket. That'll be 8 straight points for West without an answer by Lebanon in the quarter. Kiana Dickey. Kiana drives, moves inside, tries to go down low, and it's off the hands of Catherine Zahner. Had the right idea, but tough pass for Catherine to corral out of bounds to West. 19-8, and the 11-point advantage now on the 8-0 run to West. It is certainly the kind of run that could put the game away, Scott, unless the Warriors can answer quickly. Here's Ashton. In the corner for Lauren Concert. Concert. Allie Nelke kicks it back outside for Corey. Corey starts to drive in the corner. Ellie Kale for a three-point shot, no good. West battles for the rebound. Allie Nelke takes it away from Lauren Concert. They bounce pass out to Ashton Signer, and Ashton travels, trying to get inside. I don't think she thought for a moment she could get by one of the defenders, but I think at the end she realized she couldn't and traveled to try to escape a charge.
These next 3.5 minutes are going to be very important for the Warriors. They have yet to score in the quarter. They got to get something going here to get a little momentum going into the half.
Kiana Dickey guarded by Lauren Concert. Kiana will come up court on the right side. Macy Benedict. Macy wants to drive to the basket, puts it up and in. Nice job. Got around Ellie Kale and escaped any block from Allie Nelke. Puts it up and in. The Warriors break the drought, but it took them 5 minutes of the quarter to do it. 19-10 West. And West with the ball. They'll spread the court here. Ashton Signer right in front of us. They go down low to Ashton. Ashton goes back to Lauren Concert out of bounds. Well, that time they did it again because Lauren Concert had the opening, but Ashton threw it a little too hard off the hands of a breaking Lauren Concert, who would have gone right to the basket for the shot.
That would have been another easy one, Ray. Good thing they turned it over. But that's a break. The Warriors got to take advantage of that, get some points out of this.
Good movement again, but Lauren simply could not handle the pass. Warriors with the ball. Ellie Phillips, 2:38 remaining. 2:37. Try to go down low to Jenna Morch, and they get a fall a foul against Ashton Signer.
I think that's 2 on her.
It is her second foul. 5th team foul for West. The Warriors have committed 7. And the only 1-and-1 opportunity was missed by West. Just 2:36 remaining here in the second quarter. Try to get the ball in on a bounce pass to Jenna Morch. Morch has to go to the floor. No, it's not Jenna. It's Molly Aranda in the game.
Jump ball.
What did they call the jump?
Yep.
Both teams were on that ball on the ground, and West has the possession arrow, and West will inbound. West up court to Corey James. Corey wants to attack. Puts up a jump shot just inside the three-point arc. Rebound, though, comes to Lebanon. Shot missed off the back iron.
I'll give her that shot all day. That was a rush three-pointer.
Here's Jenna Morch outside. Jenna will go for the 3. Jenna, yes!
Big shot there by Jenna Morch.
19-13. How the Warriors needed that, and tying up. And I think there's a foul here as the Warriors try to tie up Kaya Duvall, and there is a foul. Let's see, they double team back there. The foul is going to go against Ellie Phillips, so that will be a 1-and-1. The Warriors tried for the steal as they double team her in the back court. But they committed the foul trying to knock that ball away with 2:06 remaining. Warriors back within 6, but Kaya Duvall will go to the line. And I do think, from what I've seen, that she is one of the good free throw shooters from West, and she will put the first shot up and in to make it 20-13. Kaya Duvall, a second shot. If you look across to the far side, you would think there's no one here. Shot is good, and she is one of the good free throw shooters of West, 21-13. Behind us, there's a sizable crowd here this morning, but not on the side that we look to.
Yeah, not much.
Because we see 3/4 of the auditorium except for the part behind us, and it looks like it's empty here this morning. Warriors with the ball, 1:52 to go. They go underneath to Jenna Morch. Jenna tries to get to the basket, puts her shot up. Again, hits the floor, but she is fouled this time. Boy, she takes some battering under there.
She really does. She's tough down there.
She really is.
But, you know, you got to be. When you're the post player down there, you got to be known you're going to get banged around. You're going to bump elbows with other players. You're going to hit the deck. It's just part of the job.
Allie Nelke picked up the foul, and Jenna Morch with a pair. Boy, she hit, you said, oh, misses the first set. She hit 8 for 8 yesterday, eh?
8 for 8. Yeah, that one just looked bad on the release. 4
big free throws at the end of that game were most critical to the Warriors' 1-point win over Bend, 39-38 yesterday morning. She hits the second, though, and the Warriors back within 7 at 21-14. 1:47 remaining. Some pressure in the backcourt, but they break that pressure. West does. They get into front court to Ellie Nelke. Corey James. James has the opening for 3 off the front iron. No good, and Macy Benedict gets the rebound.
That was a rush shot for James.
Macy tries to get it up court to Kiana Dickey, and let's see who they say touched it last. They're going to point to Kiana, and they'll say it's West ball. Kiana in a battle with Corey James, and Kiana, most honest person you trust.
Boy, that looked like it went off Corey James to me, Ray.
It was distant from the officials because it was a down-court pass, and both officials were here in the front court. And I'm not sure that anybody had a good look at that.
Well, then it's not called a jump ball in that possession, right? I mean,
but it's West ball.
Yeah.
1:18 to go. Corey James dribbling against Kiana Dickey. The offensive player of the year, Corey, the defensive player of the year, Mid-Atlantic Conference, and Kiana Dickey.
Something's got to give.
Corey, far side for Lauren Conter. Back to Corey James. She'll start a drive. Pulls up for the little jumper, and she got it. She's best on the move.
Yeah.
Although if she gets the three-point territory, as long as it's a quick release, as long as she doesn't have time to think about it.
Yeah.
When she can get rid of that ball, either on the move or just a quick release, she is deadly, and you can see why she was Offensive Player of the Year. She has a really fine-looking shot. That was a jumper from the right baseline. 23-14, lead back to 9. That's the largest, has been for West. Jenna Morch for 3. Off the iron, no good. Rebound, though, comes to Macy Benedict. Back outside, Kiana Dickey. Fake the shot, now moves inside, puts the shot off the glass, no good. Rebound battle for. Unfortunately, the battle was Ellie Cale against Kiana Dickey, and Ellie has a little bit of the advantage at 5'10", some 7 inches advantage over Kiana, and she got the ball. West with it. Ashton Signer. Ashton fighting for the ball. The ball on the floor and two bodies below us. We can't see them as they're right up against the table here. Molly Aranda. Ashton. It was not. Was it?
That's not Ashton.
No, who was it?
That's Ellie. Ellie Kale.
Oh, Ellie.
15.
Was it 15?
Yeah.
And Ellie Kale will rest after that collision. As Ashton Signer directly in front of us inbounds to Corey James, and she hits for three. There's that quick release.
Yeah.
Just turned. Kiana Dickey charged her, but before she could get to her, she released it with the three-point shot, 26-14. Kiana pulls up for a jumper at the buzzer, and it will not go. And halftime, and West, with a good second quarter, increased what was a three-point advantage after 1 to 12 at the break. West controlling the ball game at the half, 26-14. They're on top. We'll be back with some statistics for the first half. The championship, consolation championship this morning from the Palace on Franklin. 26-14 West at the half on KGL.
It rose up out of the asphalt, pointing to the sky. Its razor-sharp point could have slayed a dragon. It was like a dagger, like a...
Yeah, it looks like you just ran over a nail. But don't worry, here at Les Schwab, every tire comes with a kind of lifetime protection most other places don't give you, like free flat repairs and more, plus a great price. That's our best tire value promise.
Duly noted.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952. It's the spring tire sale, one of our biggest sales of the year, now through April 30th.
Eye-popping graphics on premium fabrics. That's what you'll wear from Northwest Apparel and Graphics. Businesses like Albany's Furniture and Beds, Buckmaster Plumbing, and Rhodes Warden have trusted Northwest Apparel and Graphics for their new appearance. Now you can too, and for a lot less than you'd expect. From vinyl signs and proverbs to screen printing and custom embroidery, Northwest Apparel and Graphics can do it all. No minimum orders for home or business. Learn more by calling 541-259-4545 for Northwest Apparel and Graphics.
KGAL.
Welcome back here to Matthew Knight Arena. It's Saturday morning, which is good because Saturday morning means it's a championship game if you're here. And the Lebanon Warriors are here. They made it to the state tournament for the first time last year, but they were knocked out of consecutive games. On the first day, they lost to a familiar team in the West Albany Bulldogs and then lost the consolation round game on Friday. This time they were defeated in the first game here by Springfield, a team that blew them out in the first game. Was it
71-33.
71-33. Not as bad as I thought.
No, not as bad at all.
71-33 the first day to Springfield. But yesterday, in the consolation round, they defeated Bend. Bend ranked number 4 in the state coming into this tournament. The Warriors number 8, but Warriors got the victory, 39-38. Now, in doing so, they were down by 9 points in the third quarter. And when that happened, Scott turned to me and said, "It's over." And I said, "No.
Yes, that is exactly what happened, Ray. Jeez.
All right, fine.
Throwing me under the bus.
I hate this honesty in broadcasting thing.
I know.
I said, I think it's over because Bend was pulling away, looking sharp. The Warriors were not hitting their shots. They were up by 9. And Scott said something like, it's not that bad. Something of that order.
Well, I'm always very optimistic about the Warriors when I look at things. Sometimes I get lucky. I don't know. But I really did. I felt like, well, they had a chance. They still had a full quarter. And the fact that Bend was cold in the first half, I figured, well, they could do it again, right?
And come the end of the third quarter, they were still down by 7. And as we talked it over, it obviously didn't look good, but I didn't feel that they were going to come back against Bend. And sure enough, they scored 10 points uninterrupted in that fourth quarter, and they came back and they held on for the 1-point victory.
Yeah.
Today, at the half, it's a 12-point margin versus 7 yesterday. West 26, Warriors 14. Speak to me, oh optimistic Scott.
Well, it's 12 points, sure, but they still have 2 quarters to make up 12 points instead of 1. So there's still time. They just got to get the ball in the hoop, Ray. They're shooting 22% right now. That's not going to cut it no matter who you're playing.
No.
I mean, you don't win many games shooting 22%. So they just got to calm down a little bit, take a few deep breaths out there, and they got to come out strong in the third and really put some pressure on West.
Your optimism is contagious. I will buy that as they come out and they start to hit some shots. The Warriors down at the halftime here. A reminder, If you'd like the latest information on your favorite high school teams, log on to OSA.org and the OSAA Score Center. The OSAA Score Center schedules, scores, official rankings for all member schools and all team sports. At OSAA.org, you'll find playoff brackets, maps, broadcast schedules, historical records. For more information, visit OSAA.org. For example, today, if you'd like to check some scores, you're not here, can't make it down, or interested, go to OSAA.org, check out the scores, starting times for the games. If you'd like to know, it's all there at OSAA.org. We'll get a timeout here as both teams in the locker room getting ready for the second half. And the Warriors are talking about the Scott Landgren optimism.
Maybe I should go get in there and give him a pep talk, huh?
Coach Marty Benedict and say, I hear Scott Landgren saying that we can do it, and they can if they can just put together some shots and also contest better. There were too many opens. The first 8 points of the quarter for West Albany were scored because they were able to move the ball well and find an opening under the basket and very sharp passes.
Yeah, too many points like that.
Although the Warriors were down low, they could not get in front of the cutting player from West Albany who would cut in front of the defender under the basket, take the ball and get the shot. There were 4 very effective movements of the ball. Great execution on the part of West, and the Warriors will need to stop that in the second half if they're going to win. They can't give up those easy shots. Plus, make a few shots and it'll be done.
That's it.
We'll see. We'll take this time out at the halftime, come back and get the full first half stats from Scott. 26-14. West on top. Consolation championship will continue at 1580 KGAL.
If your washer, dryer, stove, or fridge are stone cold dead, then who are you going to call? Like New Appliance at 541-259 at 1131, of course. You see, Like New Appliance is a Mid-Valley's premier recycler, creating like new appliances from your abandoned, lifeless metal rejects. Do your recycling part. Ask for a free discarded appliance pickup today by calling 259 at 1131. That's 541-259 at 1131 for Like New Appliance.
Deline Myers and Remax Integrity of Albany are 2 names you can always count on. Remax was built on integrity and is dedicated to service. Deline Myers is dedicated to assisting you with those same 2 qualities, integrity and service. Count on Deline for any real estate-related needs. Deline Myers would like you to know she is proud to assist you with your real estate needs through Remax Integrity of Albany.
1580 KGAL.
The West Albany band here this morning, playing on here during intermission. We're at halftime. A good Saturday morning to you. It's West 26, Warriors 14 at the half, and the stats obviously are Bulldog favorable.
They are, but here's another thing why I feel like there's reason for optimism. Okay, so if I told you one team shot 56% and the other shot 23, you would think it'd be more than a 12-point game at halftime, wouldn't you?
I would say the score would be 26-14.
Oh, right. Well, I just feel like you think it would be a bigger spread than 12. It's only 12 considering, the great West Albany shooting percentage. Like I said, they're 9 of 16, 56%. The Warriors 5 of 22, 23%. So, not good.
No,
3 of 11. Yeah, I mean,
you are right.
You just feel like with that big of a disparity, it would be a 20, 25-point game by now.
Yep.
3 of 11 from 3 for the Warriors, so they've taken a lot of three-pointers again, just like we saw in the Springfield game. They made 3 of them, so that's good, but they've also missed 8, 27% there. The Bulldogs, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc, and actually, I should say Corey James is 2 of 4 because she's the only one that's made and attempted today. Free throws, 6 of 9 for West Albany, 67%. 1 of 2 for the Warriors, only 50%. They're just not getting to the line that much. They're going to need that in the second half.
We did not see a lot of fouls in that first half, and we were talking about it in a couple of games yesterday, including the one we did, Bend and the Warriors. Not a lot of fouls. And even the next game, the West Albany game, not many fouls committed there. We both commented on how unusual that was. It may just be that we are used to the rough and tumble games that we generally cover in the boys' games.
Right.
And we've seen teams in the double bonus. What was it, in the first quarter last year?
Yeah,
almost halfway through the first quarter, we saw the opposition in a double bonus.
And part of that is, I think, girls don't foul as much, or they just don't call it as much.
Yeah.
But, we're definitely used to double-digit fouls within the first 5 minutes of the game. So it's nice to see not many fouls.
It may also be that there are some fouls, contact, whatever, but it's not as rough, it's not as evident as it is in the boys' game. So there are less fouls. The games will move a little more quickly. 26-14 West at the half. We'll take another timeout. Both teams about to return to the floor. What is it? Are you listening up there every time I go to speak? You blow that horn. 26-14 Bulldogs, but we'll be back to see what happens in the second half on KGAL.
Staying on top of your savings can be like staying on top of a mechanical bull or an extreme ski slope. But U.S. Bank makes saving easy with Start. Savings today and rewards tomorrow lets you save slow. Yes. Or fast. Save $1,000, earn a $50 U.S. Bank Rewards Visa card. Keep the balance for a year and get another $50. Awesome! Start today at any U.S. Bank or usbank.com/start. All of us serving you. U.S. Bank. Conditions apply. See the Start program agreement or a banker for details. Deposit products offered by U.S. Bank N.A. member FDIC.
It was as wide as the Grand Canyon, as deep as the Mariana Trench. I plunged into the chasm, into the endless abyss, into the...
Actually, you just drove into a pothole. But don't worry, here at Les Schwab, every tire comes with a kind of lifetime protection most other places don't give you, like free flat repairs and more, plus a great price. That's our best tire value promise.
Good to know.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952. It's the spring tire sale, one of our biggest sales of the year, now through April 30th.
1580 KGAL.
Warrior possession to start the second half, down 12. A basket on this first possession could be big. Swing a little momentum their way to start the second half. Kiana Dickey, their offensive basket will be the one right in front of us as we're at the far right-hand side of the scorer's table here at Matthew Knight Arena. Here's Macy Benedict. Bounce pass underneath for Jenna. Jenna tries to shoot against Ellie Nelke. Got up high enough to get the ball off, but missed the shot.
That's a good look, though.
Come on, Blue!
And West with the ball. Defensive stances early will be huge in this game for the Warriors against West if they're going to get back in it, down by 12. Driving to the basket, Lauren Concert misses the shot. Lauren gets her own rebound. Dishes it outside for Ellie Nelke. Into the corner for Kaya Duvall. Kaya starts to dribble. Lauren Concert knocked away by the Warriors, but unfortunately Ellie Nelke picks it up. Macy Benedict knocked it out of the hands of Duvall. But Concert got it. Again knocked away by the Warriors. Brittany Port knocked the ball away. Lauren Concert went to the floor, but Lauren, in order to keep Brittany from reaching that ball, kind of swept across and hit her across the neck.
Well, I'm not sure how you don't call a foul there, Ray.
You could hear Coach Marty Benedict wanted that foul, but no foul. Instead, the ball goes out of bounds and belongs again to West. There's definitely contact trying to keep Brittany Port from the ball, and now the Warriors will reach in, and they will get the first foul. Brittany Port gets that foul. She was fouled a moment ago, but was no call, and does commit the foul here. Picks up the first foul for either team in the second half. Is Kaya Duvall. Kaya across court. Ashton Signer, Lauren Concert, waiting for the shot. And now it's open, driving to the basket, and missing the shot is Corey James. But Corey is fouled, and the Warriors quickly will pick up two fouls, and unfortunately they send a very dangerous...
No, Corey
they didn't foul.
Not on Allie.
Oh, it's Ellie Nelke.
Yeah, she got the rebound underneath and put it back up and was fouled.
Corey James was the one who was walking this way, but she's simply walking back to the guard position. As Ellie Nelke misses the shot. That's more favorable for the Warriors, certainly.
Exactly. As long as it's her or not Ashton, I'd rather have anybody else shooting the free throws.
So was Allie fouled on the shot underneath, and Allie does hit the second, so the first point of the second half belongs to the Warriors, and they now have their largest lead at 13, 27-14. Kiana Dickey dribbling to the left side of the court, hands it to Ellie Phillips. Ellie drives into the paint, bounce pass underneath. Kiana Dickey in trouble and bounces it out of bounds. Will belong to the Warriors. Last touch as it came across the floor in the paint. Came across, last touch by West, and the Warriors will inbound. Macy Benedict right in front of her dad on the bench. Will inbound to Kiana Dickey. Kiana, cross court for Brittany. Brittany starts to drive, hits the side of the basket on the shot. And the rebound comes to Ashton Signer. Ashton running, gets it down low to Lauren Concert. Her shot is blocked underneath and blocked by Ellie Phillips. Ball on the floor. And a foul is going to go against West. It'll be on Ashton Signer. That's her third.
That's good.
Third foul on Ashton.
Get her in foul trouble. That will only benefit the Warriors, really.
Ashton and Corey James, two key offensive players for West. Warriors with the ball. Again, in front of us. Here's Brittany Port right at midcourt. Kiana Dickey left side. Kiana holds on to it, passes to Macy at center court. Macy, right side, Brittany Port. Brittany guarded by Ashton Signer. She starts to drive, pulls back to Kiana Dickey. Kiana, midcourt again to Macy. Macy starts to drive. Cut off down low, hits the floor, and they'll call her for a travel. Couldn't see that through the crowd of players here, whether Corey James maybe had committed a foul, but instead Macy is called for the travel. And the turnover will give the ball back to West. Kaya Duvall. Kaya up the floor. Kaya, Lauren Concert for a breaking Corey James. Wants to get the shot. Instead right to Ali Nelke, and Nelke hits it. A beautiful pass from Corey James, who was underneath the basket. Did not take the layup. Instead passed it about 5 feet out to Ali Nelke, who hit the shot. First 3 points of the quarter to West. 29-14. Here is a jump shot by Jenna Mortz just inside the arc, straight away to the basket. The shot is good, 29-16.
He's going to need more of those, Ray.
Boy, we certainly needed that one to stem already. Just a 3-point tide here is big.
Yeah.
Because it had increased the lead to 29-14, now 29-16. Here's Lauren Concert, Ali Nelke, and brings Jenna Mortz outside to guard her. Now Kaya Duvall tries to bounce it in the middle to Nelke. Went off somebody's foot underneath, but Nelke got it and underhanded it to Lauren Concert. She is fouled by Brittany Port, and Brittany will pick up a couple of quick fouls on her in this quarter. 2 fouls quickly in this quarter for Brittany, 3 for the game, and 3 fouls on the Warriors so far in the third quarter, 1 for West. 29-16 West, coming down almost to the midway point of the third quarter. And a push, trying to knock the ball away from Corey James. That will be the first foul for Kiana Dickey, but a key here is that it is the 4th foul already for the Warriors in this quarter, and just 1 for West, sending them to the free throw line. An extended period would really probably cinch the game for West.
Well, yeah, you can't, if you're making a comeback, you can't have the other team.
Ashton Signer on a little hook under the basket, could not get it to go. Instead, Ellie Phillips has the rebound. Ellie almost has that pass knocked away, but Kiana Dickey gets it, tries to go inside. It is knocked away on the floor. Bodies on the floor. Lauren Concert finally tied up by Ellie Phillips. Actually, it's Corey James down at the bottom. Corey tied up by Ellie Phillips, and the possession arrow will belong
West.
To West.
Here's what I was saying is, if you're trying to make a comeback here, you can't have the team who's leading get points from the free throw line. You have to make them earn everything here.
So Ashton Signer inbounds to Corey James, and Corey against Kiana Dickey brings the ball into front court. Ali Nelke turns, hands it to Ashton. Ashton not done a lot of shooting today. Took 20 shots the other night and just hit 4 against Corvallis. Now she may take it. No. Loses her defender, drives inside, and then loses the ball. Knocked out of bounds by the Warriors. But it will be off the hands of Ashton Signer. Good defense by the Warriors. Ashton trying to retrieve the ball. Touched it last, and the Warriors will inbound.
Ashton's 3 of 3 on the game.
Is that right?
Yeah.
4 of 20 the other evening.
So only 3, but she's made everything.
And Kiana unusually loses the ball, loses to Lauren Concert. Lauren drives the other way.
Travel.
Gets by Kiana, but she traveled to do it. Tried to swing the arms around to get away and change direction against Kiana Dickey, but instead moved the feet, holding onto the ball.
Yeah.
And that will be a turnover to the Warriors, 29-16. Really a slow start by both teams in this quarter, and Lauren Concert reaches in against Kiana Dickey, and Lauren will pick up a foul, just the second for West, 4 for the Warriors.
You know, it's great that West has a slow start. Unfortunately for the Warriors, they're just as cold from the field. This would have been a great time to start that comeback, but actually West has extended the lead. It was 12 at the half, now it's 13. So even with their cold start here in the quarter, the Warriors can't get anything going.
3-2 in this quarter with 4.5 minutes gone.
Yeah.
West with a 1-point advantage, and that's big. As Scott said, it adds a little more to their lead. Warriors go underneath to Jessie Cephas outside. Brittany Port will start a drive, puts up a hook shot that won't go. The rebound battle between Brittany Port and Ashton Signer. And they call a foul. They will call a foul on Brittany Port. It picks up her 3rd of the quarter and the 4th of the game, so now she will have to sit. Was hoping maybe for a possession arrow at worst there, but actually the worst was the foul.
Yeah. I thought it might have been a possession. Sometimes they're quick to call that, sometimes they're not. So you never know.
Corey James into front court. Corey switches hands, starts the drive, and instead goes down low to Allie Nelke. Allie Nelke cut off outside to Ashton, or rather Ellie Kale in the ball game. Allie Nelke, that's Allie Nelke and Ellie Kale. Ellie with the ball. Ellie bounces it in. Inside, they'll come back outside to Ellie, swings it around to Ashton Signer. Ashton back to Ellie Kale. Kale thought about the three. That's to Corey James. Corey goes underneath to Ellie Nelke, and as Nelke turns, Jenna Morch will be called reaching in on her. And Coach Benedict would have liked a possession arrow there or a tie-up.
Yeah. I thought that one could have been.
Yeah.
That it's the sixth foul on the Warriors. So West Albany is shooting free throws every foul from here to the rest of the game.
West will inbound. Far end of the floor from us here at the Palace on Franklin. Ashton Signer is fouled from behind by Ellie Phillips. And Ashton was shooting anyway. She'll get 2, but you're right, Scott, that's 7. So now they're into the 1-and-1.
Not good.
Automatically anytime they're fouled. And that really goes against the comeback that we were hoping for in the second half.
Yeah, especially right now because West Albany hasn't been hitting from the field in this quarter.
Ashton will set, and she hits.
So you don't want to give them any chances at the free throw line where they're pretty good.
I would say there's a big 3 on West for foul shots, and that's Ashton Signer, Corey James, and Kaya Duvall.
Yeah.
And Ashton at the line right now. What was she, 2 of 2 earlier? Did she hit a couple, I think?
Yeah, she was 2 of 2.
So 3 of 3 right now. Ellie Phillips will check out. And let's see, who came in for the Warriors? Is it Molly Aranda, I believe?
It was...
No.
Catherine Zahner.
Catherine Zahner, number 12. Second shot is good, 31-16. So Ashton, who shoots those free throws so well, and 4 for 4 on the day, and a 15-point advantage for West third quarter as the time starts to run out in not only the third quarter, but in the ball game for the Warriors. 2:46 left. Macy Benedict. Bounce pass to Jessie Cepas in the ball game. Morch outside for 3.
Yeah.
And got it.
Got the roll.
I thought maybe, Scott, watching that she had her feet right on the circle, on the line.
It was close.
But they give her the 3, and the Warriors certainly need it. 31-19. Corey James into front court. Corey guarded by Macy Benedict. Goes down low to Nelke. Back outside. Shot for 3 is no good by Lauren Kimura. The rebound on the floor. A battle knocked by West, but Kimura knocks it into the hands of Macy Benedict. Macy drives. Driving to the basket now is Jessica Smith, and Jessica picks up the foul. Macy handed it to Jessica. Coming down the lane, she is fouled, and Jessica Smith will have a couple of shots.
Well, we're at the 2 minutes to go here in the third. It's 31-19, so we're still at that 12-point juncture. But this is a big 2 minutes for the Warriors. They can get it, down to 6 points, maybe 7, before going into the fourth. I think that'd give them a lot of momentum.
Shot no good. Ashley Parvin, number 23, a 5'5" junior, came in the game for West as a substitute. Now Kaya Duvall takes over for Ellie Kale. Kaya Duvall, one of their starters, back in the ball game. Jessica Smith, her second shot. You need everything to go down now. Missed the first, and he does get the roll on the second. 31-20. 31-20. West in the lead. 1:56 to go. Third quarter. In backcourt, Corey James guarded up by the Warriors, Macy Benedict. West with the ball. They're working around Corey James. Allie Nelke just inside the three-point arc. Far corner for Parvin. Parvin tries to go underneath to Allie Nelke, and it's knocked away by the Warriors. Good defensive play to keep the ball out of the hand of Nelke. One of the key battles today is Corey James and Kiana Dickey, of course, at point guard, but also Allie Nelke and Jenna Morch underneath.
Yeah, I think West Albany is winning the Corey James battle, while Jenna Morch is winning for the Warriors in that battle.
West, Lauren Concert to Corey James. Corey guarded by Macy Benedict as Kiana takes the rest of the moment. Kaya Duvall. Kaya outside for Concert. They can just run the clock. Try to go underneath. They do. Wide open is Corey James, and she hits. That was the play we talked about for 8 points in the second quarter.
Warriors just lose containment, and it's a wide-open Bulldog cutting to the hoop every time.
Here's Macy on a drive, and she goes right by Kaya Duvall and puts an underhanded layup up and in, 33-22. Nice drive, nice move, nice basketball technique from Macy Benedict. Kaya Duvall, Corey James in the corner. Left corner for West, down along the baseline. Drives that baseline. Puts up a wraparound layup, won't go. The rebound to Allie Nelke, and she puts it up and in.
Now Warriors just didn't box out there.
35-22. West, boy, baskets quickly. I'm getting dizzy.
Hey, I like it, though, huh?
We haven't seen a lot of back-to-back baskets for both teams, and very few baskets in between. Warriors with the ball. Pass knocked away. Jessica Smith tried to pass to Benedict. It was stolen by Kaya Duvall, who was all alone down court. Puts it up and in, 37-22. And there's a dagger with 16 seconds left in the quarter.
Yeah.
Breathing was getting hard at that point, but there's a dagger to the heart.
My optimism is fading, Ray.
Warriors, Macy Benedict. Macy, off the hands of Jessie Cephas, will lose it on the floor, and the clock will stop the third quarter, 37-22, as the Warriors could not get a shot off, and that was not good either, Scott. They had the time to get a shot.
Yeah.
They lost the handle on the ball. They wound up in the middle of the court, in the lane, and they could not get the shot away before the time expired. And West will take a commanding 15-point advantage into the final quarter today. They try to wrap up the consolation championship. Warriors hoping for a comeback. We'll see. 37-22 West. We'll be back on KGL.
Now, for a limited time, save $20 on radiator or transmission flushes at Canega Tire Factory. And if you're watching your budget, ask about the latest variety of quality used passenger and light truck tires. For over 50 years, you've trusted Canega to keep you and your family on the road, and Canega services just get better and better. From tires to struts, brakes to free battery checks, even propane for your barbecue and RV. Still at the Y in Lebanon, the place to buy your tires and more is still Canega Tire Factory.
Lassen RV in Albany has the new RV models on the lot now, ready for you to buy. Lassen RV Service Department has a new truckload of parts and accessories on sale just in time for fall fix-up. From changing a light bulb to rebuilding your entire RV. No job is too big or too small for Lassen RV in Albany, where friends send their friends.
Your Mid-Valley home of the Lebanon Warriors. News Talk 1580, KGAL, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
37-22 as we enter the fourth quarter today. Here, first game of the day here at the championship wrap-up at the 5A tournament here at Matthew Knight Court at Les Schwab Tires. They know buying tires means more than just price. It includes service, selection, quality, and value. Dollar for dollar, tire for tire, Les Schwab, the store to trust. Proud sponsor of the USA Championship since 1952. Warriors have the ball to start the fourth quarter. Gianna Dickey back in the game. So Macy Benedict starts to drive against Kaya Duvall and winds up with the travel.
Yeah.
Macy was in the air hoping to pass it, couldn't do it, and had to come back down.
Yeah, the only saving grace would have been at a West Albany player tipped it out of her hands, and then she retained possession. But it was travel. It was.
And then took another step. West inbounds the ball. Pressure from the Warriors, but they break that pressure. Ashton Signer dishes it into the front court for Concert for three. No good. The rebound, though, comes down low to Ellie Phillips, and Phillips is tied up. Well, they called it a foul, not possession error. It will be a foul against West.
I think it was on Kaya
Duvall. First foul for her, and now 4 team fouls, but West is in a 1-and-1 with the 15-point advantage, and that's a dangerous situation for the Warriors to be in. Not just down 15, but any fouls to give West more chances to extend that lead. Jenna Morge for 2, no good. Rebound, though, comes underneath to Molly Aranda, and is Molly fouled or just knocked through the ball out of bounds, but last touched by West?
Have a good board there for the freshman. Molly getting some playing time.
Heard some really complimentary things about Molly Aranda and her basketball yesterday. Here's Kiana Dickey for 3 from the baseline. Good. Right baseline.
They're going to need a few more of those, Ray, but that would look good.
37-25.
I see the tough thing for the Warriors now is they're going to be pressuring, but if they pressure too much, they're going to get fouls, and that's free throws for the
West broke the pressure, and Corey James goes the other way and loses the ball out of bounds. And West, with the turnover, gives the ball back to the Warriors. Warriors down by 12, 37-25. That's Phillips, Marty Benedict.
Plenty of time here.
Both coaches trying to encourage the team here. And the girls on the bench as well, and the crowd a little bit excited. The Warriors reach in against West, and we're getting a little more even in that department. The fifth foul, Kaya Duvall picks up her second. 2 quick fouls and a timeout for West. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll take this break. Here is the Saturday morning basketball deal. 6:44 to go, fourth quarter, 37-25. West back in 30 seconds on KGAL.
Are you thinking about getting new windows but aren't excited about spending 3 to 4 hours with a pushy salesperson from out of town? Hi, this is Brian at Smith Glass. We offer double and triple pane windows with a lifetime warranty for much less than those Portland or Seattle guys. Plus, we're your neighbors. Our salespeople are friendly and helpful. Visit us today on Southwest 3rd in Corvallis or at the foot of the Line Street Bridge in Albany or on the web at smith-glass.com.
On the cutting edge since 1945, Smith Glass Service.
KGAL.
37-25 West. But the Warriors have the ball after scoring a three-point shot by Kiana Dickey, and a three-point effort from the corner by Macy Benedict is good. Left side of the court.
Within 9.
So 6-0 Warriors to start the quarter, 37-28. Here's Lauren Kontzer for 3. In and out, no good. Ball on the floor, and a good hustle by Kaya Duvall to knock it away from Kiana Dickey. Kiana tries to steal it from Corey James, cannot do so. James again guarded closely by Dickey. You can see the Warriors' movement on the floor. They're certainly more energized now than they were in that third quarter.
They are. But here's where the game, it's the bad part of the game right now, because they just picked up a foul, and they're going to be sending, who is that, Ellie?
A knockdown.
Ellie Nelke.
Ellie Nelke was knocked down by Ellie Phillips, and Allie will go to the line. She was 1 of 2 earlier. I'm not sure what she is for the entire game. She's been there more than that, but I know 1 of 2, and she hits the first.
She was
a 1 and 1.
1 of 3 before that.
1 of 3.
So 2 of 4.
So she does hit the free throw, and the lead is back to double digits at 10.
See, this is the bad thing here. You don't want to give West Albany any momentum by getting points from the free throw line. They hadn't made a bucket. The Warriors had a 6-0 run, and now they just got 2 free throws.
Lead is 11. Warriors will bring the ball up court. 6:15 remaining in this game for the Warriors to try to get this comeback, get it below double digits again. Things look a lot brighter there. Here's Jenna Morse. Jenna dishes it to Macy, starts a drive, just on a wraparound layup, no good, but Ellie Phillips got the rebound, and she is fouled.
That's Molly Aranda, actually.
Or was it Molly, 24?
Yeah, 24.
24. I saw the 4 flash here, but it's 24.
She was fouled, so there's another foul on West. That's good. That means the Warriors will be shooting free throws now after the next foul.
They should get there sooner than we thought before this quarter started. Kiana Dickey inbounds past Ellie Phillips. That is number 4. Ellie, left hand, right hand, the dribble, pulls up, shot. Good for 3.
Wow. The third 3 of the quarter.
Wow.
That was nice, Ray.
Wasn't sure that was a 3. Thought she was inside the arc. But she got the 3, 39-31. Lead cut to 8. They were down 15. Driving to the basket is Corey James, and she is fouled. And that's a dangerous thing to send her to the line. But she will be there.
Well, Ellie was inside the green three-point line, but she was, I think, right behind the white three-point line, which is the girls' one. It was close, though. Good shot, though. What a shot, Ray.
So Corey James.
That's not who you want at the line.
Takes a long time to set for the first, but hits it. 40-31. Warriors were down 15 and cut that lead to 8 here in the fourth quarter.
2 of 3 at the line tonight is James.
The Scott Landgren optimism worked very quickly here in the fourth quarter.
Sure did, didn't it?
But the second shot is good, and the lead back to double digits at 10. 41-31, and West Albany will take a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here during this timeout. 5:38 to go in this opening game today. 10-point lead for West. The game that will follow will be the Consolation Championship, and that features West. The West Albany boys who put up a good fight against Jefferson the other night, only to fall by 3. Missed a half-court shot right at the end. Jalen Schlingle tried to bank it in. I guess came close from what I understand, but they didn't get it. Fell by 3. Jefferson is in the title game tonight. So West really did the best job against Jefferson of those first 2 games. That's one of the misfortunes, if you play them on the opening night. The team that plays them the next night, maybe playing an easier game on the first night, goes farther in the tournament as far as the ranking.
Right, and Silverton was the team who played Jefferson the second night and lost by, I think 11 or 12?
Yeah, it was wound up at 11 at the end. But West Albany, speaking of those boys, they will be in the next game today, Consolation Championship against Wilsonville. That will follow this game. It will be on 920 KSHO if you'd like to hear that game. After the West Albany timeout, West Albany up by 10, the Warriors with the ball, and Ellie Phillips brings it into front court, guarded by Corey James to Macy Benedict playing on the left side. Macy on a drive against Kaya Duvall. Jenna Mort playing out top. Jenna tries to go down low to cut it. Kiana Dickey couldn't get the shot. Rebound Molly Aranda puts it up no good. Molly got her own rebound, dishes it in traffic. The Warriors get it back. Dickey for three. Yes! Wow! 41-34. What a lot of action. That ball bouncing around.
Well, that was all benefited to Molly Aranda, who got 2 key rebounds there.
Scott, I was just going to say that same thing.
Yeah.
Her battle. Even getting underneath for the first shot, and then the rebound. Molly Aranda saved the ball. They finally got it outside to Kiana for 3. And here's Jenna Moore stepping in against Allie Nelke and fouls Allie. And Allie Nelke will go back to the line, but the lead cut to 7 after a 15-point lead after 3, down to 7 here, but 4:49 remaining in the fourth quarter. And West of the line with Allie Nelke.
Well, this seems to be West's game plan right now. It's just get the ball down low and try to draw a foul on the Warriors, and it's working.
Allie hits. That was the 10th Warrior foul, so now West is in the double bonus. It's not a 1-and-1 any longer.
Yeah.
It's 2 shots, and Allie Nelke hit the first. She misses the second, and the rebound comes to Jenna Mort. 42-34. Here's Ellie Phillips. Ellie starts to drive to the basket. Puts a little scoop shot up and in.
Good fake to Kiana Dickey, who was outside behind the arc.
Had to look around.
Yeah.
A couple of bodies to see that one. But Ellie hit the shot. Knocked away by the Warriors. It's on the floor. Possession arrow, I would think. No, it's still loose. Coming up with it, Ellie Phillips. Now it's on the floor. And they will call the possession arrow. And that possession arrow will belong. Where is that thing up there? It belongs
it's West
Albany.
To West. But what a battle on the defensive end there. Everyone's bodies flying, Ray.
About the third time they finally called a possession arrow. It was on the floor, but the ball kept squirting loose.
Yeah, they could have called it a few times there, I feel.
They called that third time rather quickly once it was pounced on. Probably 6 different people trying to get that ball. But West winds up with the possession. Kiana Dickey knocks it out of bounds.
There's just a different defensive energy right now for the Warriors, isn't there, Ray?
There really is.
In their faces.
And the fans behind and the cheerleaders from our end are far noisier than they've been at any time today.
This is anybody's game. It's a 6-point game with 4 minutes to go.
They cut the 15-point advantage to 6, 42-36, and we're halfway through the fourth quarter. Down low to Corey James. James tries to get it to Nelke. It's on the floor. Nelke picks it up, gives the ball back to Allie. Outside to Lauren Concert. Corey James playing on the left side. And Ellie Phillips reaches in, and Ellie commits the foul.
Got a little crowd interaction there.
Ellie will pick up the foul. And that will be 2 shots.
It was close. That was close to being a clean steal, Ray.
Coach Benedict wanted the foul on, was it Corey James? I've forgotten who had that ball.
Yeah, it was Corey. Boy, it looked like it was close to a clean steal for Ellie there.
And Marty was instructing the official, number one, he said several times.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the official said number 4, and that will send number 1 to the line, Corey James, shooting 2, because that is the 11th foul, and they were already in that double bonus, and she hits. And that, I would say it again, a dangerous person to put on that free throw line.
Yeah.
Unfortunate that the official did not see it the way of Coach Benedict and give James the foul and come to the other end. Very quiet for Corey's second free throw, and she hits 44-36. There is evidence when she is in the action of why she is the Offensive Player of the Year. She can really put that ball through the hoop. Corey James, 44-36, 60-second timeout. We'll take a break. Do the Warriors have enough energy to get back and maybe get a win? 3:57 left in the consolation game this morning on KGAL.
Staying on top of your savings can be like staying on top of a mechanical bull or an extreme ski slope. But U.S. Bank makes saving easy with Start. Savings today and rewards tomorrow lets you save slow.
Yes.
Or fast. Save $1,000, earn a $50 U.S. Bank Rewards Visa card. Keep the balance for a year and get another $50.
Awesome!
Start today at any U.S. bank or usbank.com/start. All of us serving you. U.S. Bank. Conditions apply. See the START program agreement or a banker for details. Deposit products offered by U.S. Bank N.A. member FDIC.
It was as wide as the Grand Canyon, as deep as the Mariana Trench. I plunged into the chasm, into the endless abyss, into the...
Actually, you just drove into a pothole. But don't worry, here at Les Schwab, every tire comes with a kind of lifetime protection most other places don't give you, like free flat repairs and more, plus a great price. That's our best tire value promise.
Good to know.
Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952. It's the spring tire sale, one of our biggest sales of the year, now through April 30th.
Your Mid-Valley home of the Lebanon Warriors. News Talk 1580, KGAL, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
Back for a final 3:57 of this Constellation Championship game this morning. Down by 15 points after three quarters. The Warriors had cut it to 6. It now stands at an 8-point advantage for West at 44-36. Warriors with the ball. Macy Benedict in the lane is fouled, and perhaps fouled by Kaya Duval, who was trying to follow her into the foul lane.
Was she shooting? That's the question. We'll find out.
Yeah, let's see what the official...
I think they're just going to give her the 1-1 here.
Didn't signal over the scores.
No,
there it is. Now the other official 1-1.
Okay. I wasn't sure. It was close to whether she was, going up with the ball.
Yeah.
Free throw.
It might have been a little stretch.
Well,
don't you think Macy Benedict hits the first shot? It won't matter.
It doesn't matter. That's right.
A moot basketball point.
Exactly.
Macy hits the first one. It cuts that lead back to 7.
Now they're going to need to make everything at the line now.
This is one of the Warriors you want at that line. She
Yeah.
hits both.
Yeah.
Didn't want to put the PK on her, the Pitts Kibosh. Warriors will put on pressure in the backcourt. They can't foul, though. 2 shots for West if they commit a foul. Ashton in the front court as they break the press. Ashton Signer back in the ball game. Ashton with the ball. She is a very good ball handler. Kaya Duval, guarded by Macy Benedict. Kaya puts it on the floor and then dishes to Ashton on the left side. Ashton in the dribble. Switches to the left hand. Moves inside the lane. Back to Corey James. Could not get the drive. Corey, guarded by Jenna Moore. She turns the corner, drives to the basket, and is fouled by Molly Aranda.
No foul.
No? Knocked out of bounds?
Yeah.
The West crowd, I think, is unhappy with that call as she hit the floor, but that may have been because of her own momentum. Again, that's at the far end of the floor. Molly Aranda was there. No foul, and West will inbound the ball. Knocked away by Kiana Dickey, but knocked out of bounds.
Days with West, it says. It was close. That was I couldn't tell if Corey touched it because she was turned to the other side there.
Ashton Signer inbounds to Corey and back to Ashton. Ashton playing at the far side of the floor from us. Was out into center court. Ashton and Molly Aranda does commit the foul in knocking it away against Ashton Signer. So Molly picks up the foul, and that will be 2 shots. And it is Ashton Signer going to the line, and that's not a good situation for the Warriors.
Well, West doing a good job of keeping their good free throw shooters with the ball in their hands.
Time running off the clock with both of those possessions, one by the Warriors, one by West, down to 3:08. And she hits the first, 45-38. Catch all the action from the OSAA State Championships for free at OSAA.tv. OSAA.tv, the home to live and on-demand video coverage of the OSAA State Championships. Watch this year's events and then relive your favorite moments. Shot is good from the past at OSAA.tv. Video, too, of this game should be available all for free at OSAA TV. You can even purchase the DVD copies. Check out OSAA TV today. Here's Jenna Moritz on a drive to the basket. Ashton Signer put her hands up. And is there any foul here? No, simply out of bounds. And last touch by West. Kiana Dickey will inbound, but time running short now.
Yeah, every possession is crucial now.
2:57 remaining. Warriors inbound. Jenna Moritz. Jenna to Brittany Port. Warriors need to get a shot and a basket. They need to do it quickly. Several possessions. They try to go down low, and it's off the hands of Jenna Moritz, and there is Ashton Signer to steal it. Warriors steal it back. Dickey knocks it away. Molly Aranda gets it, and Molly is
there's a lot of contact there.
Blocked. Yeah, the shot simply blocked and knocked out of bounds. As Marty Benedict talks with the official, he wanted contact against Molly Aranda. And that would send Molly to the line for a 1-and-1, but instead, Warriors will have to inbound. Here's Jenna Morch off the inbounds pass for three. No good. Rebound comes to Allie Nelke, and they may call Molly Aranda over the back, and they do. And Allie Nelke will be shooting a couple. It was a battle for the rebound. It was, I hate to keep saying it was very close, but it wasn't a mugging by any means.
Well, no, and right now, I hate to say it, but, I'm not sure what's a foul and what's not a foul in this game right now, Ray. Because it looks like, little things like that are getting called and other things aren't. So it's been, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but it's not been consistent, I guess. That's it.
Been unbalanced.
Yeah.
Second shot, Allie Nelke hits both free throws, and that certainly hurts with 2.5 minutes left as the lead goes back to 10.
Warriors might have to start launching some threes now.
Molly certainly did not mug Allie, but she may have been close enough on the back for the call.
Yeah.
Here's Jenna Morch at the other end, and Jenna is fouled by Allie Nelke as she went up for the shot, and Allie was moving. That's one of those calls that is easy to make. You would not want to be the official to say, did she make contact with Allie Nelke or did she not? But she certainly was just trying to get up in the air for the ball, and she did get a hand on the ball, but they have gotten a body on the back of Allie Nelke, but that call hurt, certainly.
Yeah. I'd hate to be a ref. It's a judgment call, but and that's the fifth foul for Allie Nelke, so she is out of the game.
And here comes Ellie Kale. So for Allie, it's Ellie.
Allie and Ellie.
Ellie Kale in the ball game.
Both sophomores, Ray, and both getting great minutes.
Even the players off the bench. I had not mentioned that. I mentioned during the course of the game that she is a sophomore, but coming off the bench, another sophomore, replacing a sophomore. And here is Jenna Morch hitting the shot.
I think that's the great thing about this game is there's so much youth for both teams, and this rivalry is going to be great next year, especially. It's going to be. I think there's going to be battles. I think both of these teams have a chance to be back here next year with these young teams.
Jenna Morch, the junior, misses the second shot. The lead is 9. West got the rebound. Ashton Signer to Kaya Duvall. Ellie Kale. Ellie dishes it back outside for Kaya. And I don't think they'll take a shot quickly here unless they're really open with 2:10 to go and a 9-point advantage for West. And reaching in, committing the foul. No, they got the timeout.
Yep.
Got the timeout before I saw Brittany Port reaching in. That would have been her 5th foul, but they got the timeout. And it'll be a 60-second timeout, 48-39. If we need 60 seconds, we'll take it here on KGAL 2.
Eye-popping graphics on premium fabrics. That's what you'll wear from Northwest Apparel and Graphics. Businesses like Albany's Furniture and Beds, Buckmaster Plumbing, and Rhodes Warden have trusted Northwest Apparel and Graphics for their new appearance. Now you can too, and for a lot less than you'd expect. From vinyl signs and proverbs to screen printing and custom embroidery, Northwest Apparel and Graphics can do it all. No minimum orders for home or business. Learn more by calling 541-259-4545 for Northwest Apparel and Graphics.
Lassen RV at Albany has the new RV models on the lot now, ready for you to buy. Lassen RV Service Department has a new truckload of parts and accessories on sale just in time for fall fix-up. From changing a life